I never thought that I would be able to get back to a healthy weight. So this weight that I'm sitting here with you right now. Basically, I was 70 pounds overweight. And that caused me a lot of times when I would try to do things towards my health to give up, because I would try to do things towards my health, but my weight actually wasn't changing. So unfortunately, what it meant was that I was overweight and my weight, by the time I got to the point where I actually lost the weight, I had risen to 70 pounds overweight. So another reason that I would say that I had trouble is that I worked a lot, and I still work a lot. Sometimes I'm in the office 8-10 hours. So I didn't have time, or in my opinion, I didn't have time to go to the gym. I didn't have time to cook proper meals. I didn't have time to do all the things that I should have been doing to improve my health. I have to admit, another reason that I had trouble was that I hate working out. And so because I hate working out, I didn't work out much. And then when I did work out, it wasn't really contributing to my weight loss, because as we know today, 80-20 rule, right? Like there's only 20% of your weight loss is coming from actually working out. It's really about the food you eat. I did think I was eating healthy at the time. And that I only came to understand a few years ago, like 4 years ago. So I would eat what I thought were healthy meals, low glycemic vegetables. And I would eat, I would eat rice and potatoes and that kind of stuff too. So that was part of the problem, is that sometimes I would eat really good and sometimes I would eat what I thought was really good, which is rice, potatoes, pasta. So it was a jumble. I wasn't eating the right things. It comes down to that. And then, of course, because I'm a human like everybody else, and we think that we should be doing what everybody else is doing, I was also still allowing myself to eat healthy, junk food. So I would sometimes have cookies or chocolate bars or whatever, thinking, it's once in a while, so it doesn't really matter. Everything matters. Everything matters. So because everything matters, we have to allow ourselves to see that if I'm going to eat the wrong things, then occasionally that means that I'm going to be stuck with weight continually rising, which is what was happening to me. By the time that I got to keto 4 years ago, my weight had been rising for years. On Thursday, I put up a video talking about 3 major issues that I see that stumble people when they're trying to lose weight. And the first idea in the video was the love of money is the root of evil. And the reason I was talking about this is because I do feel that greediness that we have towards money, we have towards food, we have towards things that we want. We sometimes approach them in a very greedy way. This idea that it doesn't matter how I get it as long as I get it. And that leads us to do inappropriate things to our body to accomplish thinness. The other idea that I spoke about was natural talent. This idea that we put certain people on a pedestal because they can do certain things easily, naturally. Our society decides what areas are considered important to have natural talent in, right? Nobody cares if I have a natural talent for sleeping, but natural talent for music or sports, academics, we cherish those things. And because we cherish them, we make it sound and seem like they're hard to do. And so what ends up happening, especially when we're talking about athleticism and thinness, is that it makes us believe that if I start to be overweight, so if my weight is rising, well, of course it is, because this is really hard to maintain, this thinness thing. I'm here to tell you, Wellness Warriors, that 4 years later, this is not hard to maintain. I'm just eating food that makes sense and I maintain it. I wish I could tell you that I worked out a lot. I don't. Something that I want to work on, but the truth is right now, I don't. What I want you to understand is that if I keep telling myself that it's hard to do, I don't even put in the energy effort to try to do it, which is part of the problem. And then we had this other idea that we tell ourselves that being thin is healthy all by itself and being fat is bad and unhealthy. And it's not reality. And these two ideas cause us to ignore health because we think that, oh, I'm thin, I don't have to do anything. And that's not reality. I can be thin and overweight. I can be thin and unhealthy, right? So being thin is not all by itself the thing. And if I happen to be fat, I chase thinness. And I'm willing to harm myself in the process. I've seen too many people willing to do a procedure or take a medication or eat the wrong thing to be thin, not realizing that those things harm me physically. These two ideas, thin is healthy, fat is unhealthy, also impact our mental health. Because if I'm overweight, I feel like a failure. And if I'm normal weight, I still feel like a failure. Being a normal weight, but then looking at the magazines and seeing that this is what society is saying is the right way to be, I'm still feeling like a failure. If I don't have enough muscle on me, I can still feel like a failure. And that whole idea has nothing to do with health. I don't know that thin person on the magazine is healthy or that muscular person on the magazine is healthy. Either one of those two people could have diabetes, could have heart issues, right? But they're thin or they're muscular. These things exist. Being thin is more than being healthy is more than being an ideal, healthy, skinny person like weight. It's more than that. Being healthy, yes, part of it is being within your ideal weight range. But it's also about waking up refreshed. If I wake up and I need that cup of coffee so I can leave in the morning, I need that cup of coffee before anybody could talk to me. If I need that cup of coffee to feel awake enough to do anything, am I truly healthy? No. Waking refreshed is part of being healthy. Having the energy to do what you want to do, whether it's golfing or skiing or playing with the kids or doing word puzzles, reading books, going to work. Having the energy to do what you want to do within your day is part of being healthy. And feeling tired around bedtime, rather than falling asleep in the middle of the day or needing medication to fall asleep, being able to go to sleep when it's time to go to sleep and feeling tired at that point is part of being healthy. Being able to manage our emotions. So if I'm angry or sad, scared, annoyed, that I can actually address those feelings in an appropriate way and find solutions. That's part of being healthy. I think that this one, I didn't realize I didn't have it until I realized I should have had it. How many times in this building there's either a power outage or the elevator's not working And then I can get up to my office, but the energy that I have to put in. And I was not able to do 2 flights without feeling exhausted. But being able to walk up 2 flights of stairs without being out of breath is a sign of good cardiovascular health, right? I couldn't do it before. Now I can go up 3 floors, which is 6 flights. And until I was able to do the 2 and then the 3 and then the 4 flights, okay, 6 flights is still pretty, I'm not able to do more than that. But until I got there, I didn't realize that I couldn't, how weird it was that I couldn't do it. Being pain-free, something that we should have, just good physical feeling in my everyday. Do you have that? And of course, good metabolic health, good internal health. Your heart, your liver, all the internal organs, are they healthy? Right? Metabolically, are you on the road to diabetes or heart disease or any other internal negatives happening? Are you developing some kind of disease that you don't know that your body could be working on if you were eating well? Remember, wellness warriors, when we don't eat well, so there's too much sugar in our blood and in our system, when there's too much sugar that we're eating, our body prioritizes neutralizing the sugar, and therefore it's putting too much time and energy in neutralizing something that shouldn't be there and not able to work on our internal health, repairing our body and making sure that we are doing well. So now that we understand what health is, as those markers above that I just talked about are some indicators of health, we can use these ideas to make decisions about our actual goals, right? So what do we do with the money that we make? How do we use that money towards positive goals? And we can use the money to buy good quality food. And by improving the food you eat, so good quality food means good quality fats, good quality protein source, and low glycemic vegetables. By improving the quality of the food you're eating, you're helping your health to improve. You can use the money to buy a gym membership if you like working out in the gym, or a new bicycle, or a trampoline, or like whatever you think you would actually use to get some exercise, some nice walking shoes. Whatever it is you're planning to do that you think you'd actually do, use the money towards your physical health. You can invest in your hobbies, because when I invest in my hobbies and I have fun things to do, whether it's building something or doing puzzles or whatever kind of fun things that you like to put your attention and time into, playing music, if I invest in this hobby and then I'm doing it and I'm having fun doing it, that means that I'm actually happy and enjoying myself in my free time, and I'm not emotionally eating. One of the reasons that we get pulled into the emotional eating is boredom and not liking my life. Invest in liking your life. Which brings us to the other thing that you can do for yourself that's more about pampering you, which is massages and skincare and some of these other things that we do to help ourselves to, getting my hair done, getting my nails done, helping me to look the way that I would like to look while I'm on this journey of improving everything. I feel like we ignore that it's nice for me to look nice for me, right? And I only do it when I'm going out. But how about taking care of yourself and looking cute just for you, or getting a massage because it makes you feel good, or all the things that you can do for you. Take yourself out for some tea, right? No sugar added. But do the things that are for you. And I feel like we can also invest in books and conferences and courses and things to help keep our mind working. It's really important for us to understand that your brain needs to work, right? It's not just supposed to sit there and do nothing and not be challenged. Challenging your brain actually keeps it agile and keeps everything firing properly. And that's really healthy, mentally healthy for you, and the better I'm doing here, the better, right? Everything, if I'm mentally doing well, again, less chance of emotional negative eating. And I would love you guys to purchase a proper bed that's comfortable with a nice mattress and good bedding that you're either warm enough or cool enough so that you can sleep properly. Sleep is so important for us to have. And I think we underestimate how much sleep impacts our weight and how we move through the world. Because if I'm tired and sluggish, then I'm going to tell myself the story that I don't have the energy to go and make a meal and eat properly. Everything's related, not to mention that just physiologically being tired is a stress on the body, which is going to deploy cortisol, which is going to deploy sugar in my system. Thinness, on the other hand, is one factor that can help us identify if we are on track with our health. So I'm not going to say that how slim or not slim you are has no role. It's a way for you to judge if I'm within, as long as I'm within those bounds of my weight range, then that's fine. But what I want you guys to think about is that it's a way for us to judge something. It's not the be all and end all. We have to allow ourselves to look at overall health as the indicator. So what I said above, because we can be thin and still develop diabetes and heart issues and brain issues, because being thin isn't the answer. Being healthy is the answer. Now, when it comes to natural talent, as I said earlier, we decide what talents that we're going to pay attention to and why we think one is good versus another. I want you to think about something. We don't look at the fact that our body is already naturally talented at keeping us healthy because it fights for that every single day. It's the number one thing that your body is doing all the time. Your body's focus is keep you healthy. So we have to help our body by working on our health every single day. And the problem is, if you don't work on your health every single day without fail, then what will happen is you leave the door open for food companies to come in and capitalize on the fact that you're more focused on thin than healthy. And as soon as they see that, they're going to throw foods at you that are going to be towards either, claiming to help you to be thin. They might not. They're going to put keto on those packages or low carb on those packages. A lot of the times I see those words on the package, and when I turn it over and I read it, in my definition of keto, this is not keto. They're going to throw possible healthcare solutions at you to help you out. So procedures and medications and all these things that they really aren't going to help you in the long run, because if you do a procedure, you've just harmed yourself. If you're taking medication, you're introducing very likely non-natural things into your system that it's going to be treated by your body as foreign. And if it's, again, your body's going to try to make sure that you're healthy. That's its number one goal. The best thing that you can do for yourself, if your goal is to be at a healthy weight, and to be as healthy as possible, the best thing you can do for yourself is to prioritize eating well, prioritize getting enough sleep, and just doing all the things that are healthy. Sleep, exercise, but make sure that you're doing things that make sense for your health overall. Because if I allow myself to do these things, then I will progress. Now, this week's comment is coming from Garbage Man. If you'd like to have your comment featured in the video, all you need to do is comment on my Thursday videos. And I choose the one that was most in line with the conversation that we were having. And of course, one of the earliest ones that come in. So the sooner that you put a comment on the video, the better chance you have of being featured. And Garbage Man says, this is so good timing for this. During the holidays, it seems easy to backslide and abandon our commitments. We tend to be chasing perfect. When we stop chasing as hard because we never attain it, it can get ugly fast. And I totally agree with what he's saying here, because I do feel that whole idea, going back to that greediness, that we want this thing that other person has without realizing that other person might have thin, but might also have diabetes or any other health condition. That other person might have muscles, but could also still have diabetes or any other health condition. And we're so focused on wanting what other people have rather than achieving what we can achieve. And that's what I want every wellness warrior to focus on. I want you to focus on achieving what you can achieve, because your health is absolutely worth it. And it's part of the reason that I put the poll in today, because I wanted to know how many people have lost weight and then turned around, and because they didn't get to this number that they arbitrarily chose to be on the scale, gave up, even though you had lost weight. And sometimes I've seen people who gave up after losing significant 20, 30, 40 pounds and then put it back on because, well, I didn't get down to X. But what if your body doesn't want you to be at X? I feel like we keep trying to fight our body. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe your body will get down to X. It's not to say that it's forever. What if right now getting down to X weight wasn't as important as solving a heart issue or solving some other internal something that was happening? So we want to be sure that we do the things that are going to help our health to be there, understanding that when your health is under control, so when my body is healthy, my body will also regulate my weight. I really do love making these videos for you guys, Wellness Warriors, and I want you to share the video, please, so we can have more people in the conversation next week. So enjoy your holiday, because I don't think I'm going to talk to you before that. So have a nice holiday, whatever you celebrate. I love making these videos for you guys. Eat on plan, because you can. I know you can. Eat on plan. Keep your body healthy. We're going to start the new year right. Can't we talk to you guys again next week? Have a great rest of your day.